to another episode of Brian the Flippin' Sailor. Now this is the Odessa house that made me the money to be able to buy that big boat. So let's go take a look on why some flippers don't want to flip certain houses. Let's go down the basement and I'll show you what I'm talking about on this wall. You see how that crack right here, that's like 3 fingers. Look at that's how much that wall has buckled in. And it shouldn't be a gap, maybe, you know, whatever the mortar size was. So if you took a 2x4 like this, let me show you. If you ever buy a house, let me put this back. All right, if you ever buy a house, I think the code is 2 inches. So if the inspector comes and the wall's buckled, if it's not more than 2 inches, and I'll show you what it means by 2 inches. You take a 2x4 and you put it against the wall. And from that top sill to that 2x4, if it's only 2 inches, they'll usually let it slide. They'll say it's buckled a little bit, but you don't have to repair it. But man, I'm talking, that thing right there, that's probably 5 inches, 6 inches. So that's why I have to push it in. And it's not that hard. You have to take those jacks there all the way down. And then up top, there's 10-foot steel 4x4s that are up on the flooring, and then I'll jack it up and I'll relieve the pressure of the house and push that up, and that sill plate, relieve the pressure, and then I'll take a jack like this. And I'll put it on its side, and then I'll jack and push that wall back once it gets dug up, and hopefully it'll work out. Usually it's just a whole concrete wall, so when you push it back, you don't have to worry about those cinder blocks. But so the only worry I have is that when I push it back, when it's gonna buckle between the joints, between the mortar joints in the cinder blocks, instead of pushing back the way it is. But I think as long as I relieve the pressure enough, I think it'll push back. I won't have a problem. But I'm not at a standstill, but this has to get done pretty quick because I can't put the kitchen cabinets in until this gets straightened back out, because it moves the floors around, and when you do kitchen cabinets, a 1/2 inch means a lot. And then another thing I can't do is that electrical box. That's all the new electrical hanging, but that box has got to get pulled off, a 200 amp service put in. I have to run the wiring from the meter in, and all this wall has to be straight and stuff, and before I can do all that. So it's stopping me from finishing the electrical. And he's digging it up. He's doing a good job. It's happening. I don't think the wall's going to fall down, so we had to go rent the machine. That's not a bad price. It's $300 a day. I mean, it was like $280 a day, and that's not a bad deal to get that much work done. If you had a company come and do this work, we're talking 20 grand to do it, and I'm probably getting it done for, I might spend, for the whole foundation repair, something that would have cost $25,000, I might spend like $4,000. So that's the trick about flipping houses. You got to do a lot of this work yourself, because every time you bid out a job to do something, you know, that's just less money you're going to get at when the house sells. And when you get people to do stuff, you can't pay guys to do the whole job. Like Specker, I'm paying him a certain amount of money to dig up this side of the house, and dig up. That's it. He's just back on. I do the rest of the work. All right, now we're down back in the basement with the walls pushed back and everything done. So now you see why a lot of flippers wouldn't take a house like that, because of what it costs to have that work done if you weren't willing to do it yourself, or the ability to find people that'll do it for less than $20,000-$30,000. So let's go take a look at the finished product, and then after this video, we'll go take a look at the new house I bought in Clinton, Missouri. It's an English tutor. So let's go take a look.